If you've got a course and you're ready to publish, you don't need fancy hosting. You can do it for free on Canva, and you can even password protect it so no one can see it. It's really quite simple. Let me show you how we're going to do this. Let's go into Canva and we're going to set up a website. Do a search, find website, and hey presto, we've got a blank page. That's pretty straightforward, isn't it? Now, we do have a lot of different templates down the side here. So if you want to make something look really nice, you can. So let's just have a look here. If I apply this, here's the top of my web page. So if you like to look at it this way, we add sections to build the whole page. We don't really need anything fancy to do it because it's already laid out. So if I go in here into my elements and I want a picture of a car tires. Fingers are not working so well today. And I've got one there, that's a video. Let's go back, I don't want a video, I want photos. I'm just going to click this so I've selected it, and then I'm going to take this as my background because look at that, that's great. How to change a tire. There we go, pretty simple. Get rid of the button. Yeah, there we go. That was easy, wasn't it? So now I'm just going to add a section because that's just the top of the page. If you like to look at it, look, see how I've scrolled down. Now we've got the next bit. Now this is black here. What I want to do is make sure that my background color is pure black. So I've chosen that now. I've got pure black. That matches in nicely. Now, of course, we need all our information. So I need a heading, and we'll just make this module 1. Okay, so I'm just going to go text, heading, module 1. Now straight away it's already chosen white. I'm just going to drag that up. Notice how I get that nice border around there that leaves some white space around the outside. You're looking for that space. That's part of the design elements that you'll find on Canva, or with any sort of design. You need white space around things so that they're easier to read. And then module 1, we're going to need a title for it. So let's just get our heading. I'm going to put another one in, and so in this case the heading, we'll line it up. See the dotted line? So I'm lined up with the center there. I'm going to come across till my second line vertically comes up. Is what to do first. And I'm just going to grab the handle on the side here and just click and hold and drag that out. And then click off for a second and come back and just click it and move it across just carefully until we see it centered again. There we go. So 2 elements are lined up, module 1, what to do first. And you may want to put some text in there. So, you know, if I go and get some lorem ipsum. Now I know there's a lorem ipsum generator available, probably within there. And I just get it to generate some lines. So if I want 5 paragraphs, I generate that. And there we go. So I'm just going to select this. So this is just like fake text. Ignore this, okay? Essentially, you're going to put the subheading here because we want the text to be nice and clear. So I'm going to line it up with my sideline. I'm going to stretch that right out to the other side. See that line come up again? And then I'm going to double click in there and paste. Now, I don't want it centered because that looks stupid. I want it to come across. And because it's actually going to be bits of information, I'm going to break it down in a paragraph so it's more readable. There we go. So we've got what to do first, and I've got my information. So that might be the information about making sure you pull over on the side of the road and all those sorts of things. Now, what I really want to do is actually want to add a video to demonstrate that. So I'm going to add a section here, and I'm going to go to YouTube, and I'm going to find a video on changing a tire, seeing as I don't actually have one for this demonstration. There we go. I'm going to go to that video. I'm going to pause that, get share. Now you can't see this, that's all right. Share, and then I'm going to come back here and paste that in. And as soon as I paste it onto the page, I don't have to do anything. Did you notice that? So all I did was just do a command paste, or just to show you that again, I can right click and choose paste. And I'm going to say allow, and there we go. Okay, so now my video's there. I'm going to bring it over until I get there, and then I'm going to drag out the corner again, and then drag it across so it's centered. There we go. So now you'll see I've got the information in that. Now, these are different sections, but that's nothing stopping me bringing this up. But did you notice how that gets cut off? Because they are defined dissections, which is a little bit different to, say, having one normal web page which is long. So I'm going to bring that down there, and I'm going to put a heading here. So what I'm going to do is actually I'm going to just go do a right click copy, and I'm going to come down here and go right click paste. So that's going to put that there, and I'm going to bring that across till it lines up with the edge, bring it down, and bring this down a little bit, and I'm going to put watch this video. And I'm going to grab the little handle, drag that out so it's right. Now, you'll notice again, I've got the lines lined up. Pretty straightforward, isn't it? So there we go. We've got something done, nice and simple. And we actually have the opportunity here to preview the website. So there's our website. Looks like a normal website, doesn't it? All works. Press play. Look at that. Perfect. I can close that off. And I can add extra pages if I want to. So you'll see here I can add extra page. See, add page type, add page. So I can have module 1, module 2, module 3. So let's add a new page. First thing I'm going to do, buddy, so I'm actually going to drag across this and just go select, and I'm going to copy that. And then I'm going to go add a page. I'm going to paste that in, because I want the same look at the top, and then I'm going to go to my elements, and I'm going to get my tire picture again and put that back in there, and I'm going to just layer that and send to the back. Okay, so you notice it was in front of the writing when I pasted it in, and because it pasted over the top. So just going to right click, and you can see you got layers there, and you send it back nice and easy. Now I'm going to add a new section. And I'm going to make sure that it is jet black again. Come over here into my colors. And now I'm going to need my second module. So I can either reinvent the wheel, or I can click and drag over this and right click copy. Then I can switch to this page and go right click paste. And there we go. All I need to do now is just change this to a 2. Undoing the wheel nuts, because part 2 is actually undoing the wheel nuts. And then I'm going to grab this, click off, and then click and drag it back to the center. There's my line, and now I need a video for that. Now in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use the same video again. Now I can add text in there, or maybe I don't want to add text, maybe I just want to add my video, in which case I'm just going to paste it in, and there's my video again. And I can then enlarge that if I want to. Now, you have the option of adding another section. If I go back to the front page, so I've got this section, and then I come down to this section. I can duplicate that. That's nice and easy. I could have just put some text there, that's fine, and then put the video in the third section. It's really up to you what you do. It's your course. You can make it look at any way you like. But you might not really need to explain anything. Let's face it, it's about changing the wheel nuts so people can watch the video. So we've now got our 2 pages. And one of the key things we can do is we can actually see it's called page 1. If I come up the top here and click this, I can call this home, because the first page is always home page. And I can come here and call this one, hang on, module 2. Actually, let's just rename this one module 1 so it matches, hey? And there we go. So now I have 2. Now on module 1, we have to be able to get to module 2. So how are we going to do that? Let's put a button in there. So let's go back to our elements, type button, and we can get a simple button. Actually, let's go back here. That one will do. So let's grab this button and we'll shrink that down. And we're going to put it up the top here, so I can just click and drag it up anywhere. And I'm just going to put it up here and put on top of that. I want to put some words, so I'm just going to go text, subheading. And I'm going to pick that subheading up and put it on top. Next module. Now it's a little bit small, so let's come over here and let's come over here and click this to make it a bit bigger. And to be honest, the color's not real good, so let's change it to white. Actually, no, let's change it to orange. I like orange. Now you can't miss it. Now, what I need to do is I need to actually link this here to module 2, and there it is. I can just click on that and go done. Now, if I go preview, I can scroll up and down. I can click next module. See now, look at that. I didn't do the text as well, so it's really hard to click that button. But I am on module 2, so it does work. So let's go back and fix that. Come in here, click link module 2, done. Let's try that again. Preview. There we go. Switch to module 2. Very good. Now we have the opportunity to put another one on the end there, whatever we want to do. Now, the last thing we need to do is publish it. And this is where it's really good. Click one button here, publish. You'll see it's got a URL, how to change. I can change that, how to change a tire. And I can also see here, get a new domain. I can actually link an external domain in here. So I can go and buy my own domain called changingtirecourse.com or something. And I can link that in. Now I've got some settings here. You'll see search engine visibility. I can turn on so it can be found by the search engines. That's pretty cool. I can turn on password protection. So this is what you want, because if you're charging for your course, you don't want anybody being able to see it unless they got the password. So if I go into here and turn on password protection, I can put a password in. Free tires. There we go. It's weak and easy to go. Okay, so I've got to put a good password in, but I haven't done that. Resize on mobile. That's great. And continue to publish. Publish. And here it goes. So Canva's now going to publish this. So all I really need to do now is in Canva create another website, and in that other website create a payment link from, say, a PayPal button. And then after people have paid, all I need to do is take them back to this page and send them an email with the password in it. So they get taken to this page, they get the password in their email, they put the password in, hey presto, they get access to your course. So it's that simple. You really don't need any money to get started putting your first course up. Just think about this. You can do this in Canva. It's nice and easy. So I'm going to visit the website, enter the password. Oh, what was it again? Free tires. And no, I'm not a robot. Continue. And here we go. Hey presto, and look at this, even got a menu up the top. So there we go. How to make your first course using Canva, completely free, and protect it so that people can't get into it without having the password. As I said, now all you need to do is go back to your projects in Canva, and you can actually come back in now and create a new website, and that one can be a landing page. And I'll do that in another video. But I thought this was really cool. This is a great way to just launch your first course without hosting. You don't necessarily need a domain name, but you can buy one if you want to look more professional, of course. And you can password protect it so no one can get in. And look how easy that was to edit. We're just dragging and dropping. And I know you can do this, okay? Anybody can drag and drop and make these pages, or you can use the templates, because the templates like I use for the top section are already there. I'll see you in the next video.